Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna play a standard challenge, standard metagame challenge. My goodness, with none other than the winning deck of the SNC Championship. My fellow countryman, Jan-Moritz Merkel, took it all down with his version of Jeskai Hinata. Here's the deck. I've played Hinata before, I've done it before, I talked about it. The version I played was similar to this, the core of 4 Fable, 4 Hinata, 4 Goldspan, 4 Opus, but then the spell suit was different. 3 Marches, 3 Flame Blast Bolt, for example, is something... I mean, Marches usually sees commonly play in Hinata, of course, but then the number around these cards is a little different, and Make Disappear especially is a unique one that I have also put in my blue-red control decks during testing, but you wouldn't just think to put it in your deck. The reason why it is in here, I think, is because you have the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, so you technically have some small creatures you are happy to sacrifice. You're, of course, rarely happy sacrificing any of the bigger stuff. But on the other hand, this is just a 2-mana counter for a Raffine, for a Vetting Announcement. It doesn't matter. In the early game, they won't be able to pay for the extra 2. So, yeah, this can be quite important. And in the early game, it's all about just not falling behind, not having them get that Raffine online soon and then killing you with that, etc. That's also why we see 4 Jwari Disruption lately in the decks, because, again, everybody wants to just be slamming Fable of the Mirror Breaker on turn 3. And the best way to cleanly combat that is counterspells. So you see 8 counterspells here for Fable, 6 counterspells for Raffine on turn 3. The deck is very prepared. And we see a lot of Flame Blast Bolts. I'm not the biggest fan of them, technically, because they're a little narrow, really targeting Tenacious Underdog. I would like to see a couple more Voltage Surge, because you do have Treasure Makers here, and with Voltage Surge you can kill the underdog as well, right? Yeah, it can come back in a late game, but the ability to deal 4 damage is just so huge. And the underdog coming back in a late game, we're playing a Magma Opus deck. We're not playing a straight control deck here. We can just kill our opponents very quickly and race them all of a sudden. So I don't think the underdog coming back is that big of a deal. And yeah, that's why I don't like the Flame Blast Bolt as much. Sideboard has a 4th one, another Voltage Surge, lots of 1-mana removal. 1-mana removal, again, really good when you're on a draw. A couple of Disdainful Strokes, a Suspicious Stowaway, interestingly enough. Against control decks, I assume. Dragon's Fire. Behold, Spell Pierce. Can never go wrong with 1 copy of Spell Pierce, I do like that. A couple of Valorous Stance, makes sense for the mirror match. And then more Dragon's Fire, Reckoner Bankbuster. Seismic Wave is a nice one. One of Memory Deluge and a Hullbreaker Horror. The one of Deluge can just be, it's a nice one-off, let's say. Similar to the Bankbuster, but they're kind of similar cards. Yeah, just cards that can generate a lot of card advantage. And if you draw one of them in a grindy matchup or in a control matchup, you can have a huge edge. And just playing the first copy gives you that potential. And the Hullbreaker Horror is, of course, for the mirror matches. Yeah, and the Seismic Wave is just a nice card to have. I mean, you could run into mono white, even though that deck is pretty dead these days. But for example, against some of the black-white mid-range decks with Welcoming Wandering Emperor too, but Welcoming Vampire, Lolth, etc. Seismic Wave can be pretty good. Alright, let's get started. I went into a trampoline park yesterday. I didn't have much to do, and a friend of mine suggested it, and we just went. And gosh, it was like my body is so destroyed today. I can't even believe it. Like, wait a minute, I just went trampoline jumping. Why is my body so sore and all my muscles and everything? Lil Goif is our opponent. Lil Goif. Flame Blast Bolts in the house. Cave of the Frost Dragon. I wonder what that might be. It might be... angels, I see. I see, I see, I see. Huh. Let's kill that. And then let's play this tapped. Alright, and this way we have Hinata next turn. And march up. Feeling very, very safe. Oh, another voltage surge. Do want to get my Hinata out though. And just pass. It's quite nice against these black-white deck that Hinata dodges Vanishing Verse. So this be a 5-5. So if I kill the Giada here, it'd be a 4-4. And then I have 4 mana. I can tap, tap, shoot 4. This would cost me 5 if I would go ahead and do that way. I think I'll just do this, because if I draw land, I can then kill the angel. And a 5-5 would be a little problematic, especially my entire deck is built around 4/4s with flying, so I guess I could just do nothing. And then do it in the upkeep, tap lands, yeah. Like, it's either, I could do it now, deal them 4, but I think I just do it in the upkeep, protect. Well, not protect, sorry, disrupt their mana. Right, 4 damage. And then I tap both white. Imagine they have Vanishing Verse, they can just not use it because both of these creatures are multicolored. Rampage of the Valkyrie. Okay, that's a little annoying. So I can march that and attack them for 8. Let's draw a card first. Not good, not good. Yeah. Putting my opponent on 8, on 4, dealing them 8 is not the best. This has vigilance too, huh? Yeah. Should just use up my march. This is tough. I think I'll just do nothing. The thing is, yeah, I'm not even beating them just passing the turn. With Cave of the Frost Dragon up, if I do what I suggested of exiling them, the angel, and attacking for 8, like they can just, yeah. Alright, alright. That's lethal. Cool. Two attacks. 1 for 8, 1 for 12. Not bad, not bad. Okay, Bolt, Valorous Stance, Voltage Surge, Dragon's Fire. Negate, March, make disappear. So, I want this, I want that. Do you want these Valorous Stance? Maybe cut a Dragon? Play like a Spell Pierce or a Stroke. They do have a like Legion Angel, Lisa. Could also play one Bolt, but it really only has Giada as a target. Giada is very important, to be fair, but that's why I'm saying I kind of like Voltage Surge more. Should have made that change before submitting the deck for the challenge. Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Bolt, March. I'll try it like this. Oops. Rafine Star, okay. So they have Linvala and maybe Kaito? I mean, I don't know if they have Linvala, but they could. Duress. I'm not just gonna play my Hinata here. I'm scared. Disdainful Stroke, what have you. Four cards, do nothing. I don't know, like, I can play the waiting game. Pretty annoying card. Four cards in hand. Technically I could just block, but take the trade. Just drawing some cards here. Making a 4-4, playing the grindy game. Nice. The trade, sweet. I wouldn't have thought they would do that. Okay. That's perfect for me. I can just buy time. I think I should have the late game even against the Rampage. Perfect. Spellpierce? No. These two, I guess. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, this Hinata deck seems very good against mid-range decks. Esper, Black-White, Angels is sort of like a mid-range deck too in a way, it's just not quite fast enough. The counterspell department of blue comes in handy here. And then the blue-red cards, Magma Opus, Hinata, Expressive Iteration. Just take over the long game. But other blue-red decks might be difficult. I don't want to play my Hinata here. It's scary. Into a Jwari Disruption? No way. I think this is fine to do so, you know. Seems fairly safe. They're fading up? No. Playing against Dragonstorm. This matchup I think is tough for Hinata. So, I wanna keep up one red, I guess. So I'm gonna tap, deal 2, deal 3, deal 1 to me, deal 1 to Hinata. 4 targets, sounds good. Yeah. I could technically wait until they cast the Goldspan, but I think that's a losing proposition. So, damage here, damage to me, damage to Hinata. I think 1 damage to me is fine. I think I'd rather not deal damage to Hinata if I can avoid it, because then they maybe have a combination of red burn. And the 1 damage on me should not matter against Dragonstorm. Like they hit in chunks of 4 or 15 with a show of confidence. I mean, don't get me wrong, all these blue-red type of decks, the Dragonstorm deck is also good against mid-range. But the Hinata especially, just the card in itself, being multicolored, is really annoying for the Vanishing Verse type of decks. This is super scary, I mean, I guess for me, Okay, that's pretty insane. Perhaps I needed to deal him just 4 to the face, to be fair. I didn't think this through. Right, because now they're at 13, which is a crucial difference to... Yeah, I mean, this didn't work out for me. I needed to deal them. I just needed to deal them 4 damage. I mean, this Opus just has to resolve. How do I accomplish that? I could just do nothing at all. I think I just do nothing at all. See what they do and then respond to that. Okay, tap this, tap these 2, I guess. It's crazy how fast they're killed. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, my draws have been really good, right? Like, I've been drawing all my important pieces together. This draw would be a lot more anemic if I did not have Hinata. This deck is also easier to play, I think, than the Dragonstorm deck. The Dragonstorm deck, there's a lot of stuff going on. Hinata, you just... I mean, I think I messed up with not dealing them 4, but yeah, Hinata's easier to play overall. Alright, these bolts are not very good. Bolted Surge, Dragons via Marches. All medium. Hullbreaker is good. Probably want some of the draw spell, Stroke, Spell Pierce. Don't know, we want some removal, of course. Suspicious Stowaway just dies to Spikefield Hazard, I don't like that. Valorous Stance is optimal. I think I could see trimming like Opus. March of Swirling Mist. Reckoner Bankbuster. Goldspan Dragon. Could also go low on Opus. It was pretty good that game, but now that they have negates, etc., it can just sit in my hand, do nothing. They also play if they play the Dragonstorm list my team brought to the tournament. They might be having Fables, which I want some Voltage Surge for. If they have Fable, my Opus feels a little better. Alright, let's try this. This is pretty clunky. Yikes. I think I'm gonna mulligan. I could also bottom a land, theoretically. I just wanted to mulligan because I wanted to find counterspell on 2 or a Fable. I think those cards are pretty important on the draw. Just gonna discard an Opus here. Doesn't feel great, but the mana advantage I think is important. Also, it's pretty good against Jwari Disruption. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Do I certainly play this now, but do I want the Jwari Disruption for later? Or do I want this Fable? And then I can... I only have 4 untapped lands next to it, and I have a tap land in my hand. I want to have Fable plus Stroke. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Fable. If I draw an untapped land, I can play my Fable next turn. Magma Opus being pretty nice here, just as a discard. So now I just Expressive Iteration, I guess. Huh. They take the Opus. Do I take the Negate? If I take the Opus, I can discard it and have 6 mana. I also have to consider that they do have Disdainful Stroke in a deck post-board. I think I'll just take the Negate. Seems a little safer. I was thinking I could maybe Magma Opus, discard, and then perhaps slam down a Goldspan. But if they have the Disdainful Stroke up, I'm totally defenseless against that. If they have big score and Goldspan, it's just so tough to tap out here. I wish I had another land drop instead of this Goldspan. Like the bottom I did here with the mulligan. It kind of haunted me now. And I could at least have to Jwari Disruption for a big score here. They have had such a slow start, you know, I'm afraid they'd have it. And in that case, I kind of have to counter it. And if I play Fable and then I counter the big score, they can resolve a dragon, which that'd be really bad for me. But I think the time is also not on my side. Time is not on my side in this match, in this game. The more time I give them, the crazier things they can do. Hengegate Iteration plus Windfall. They didn't have the big score, lucky me. That makes me think they have the Disdainful Stroke. Like, what could they have, you know? They digged a little bit, they kept an opening hand of 7. think this is fine. They already have a stacked hand. Not gonna counter this. I'm gonna counter big scores with Negate. Now they have 8 cards in hand. Yeah. I think they have a Disdainful Stroke in their hand. Kinda want to discard a dragon. Seems crazy maybe, but just play the Fable game. It just seems so likely that they have it. Guess they have a Negate here. Maybe a Spell Pierce or a Jwari Disruption. They definitely had a counter spell. Jwari Disruption, Spell Pierce, Negate, any of those. Fable is so nice in the post-board games because it's kind of okay against counter spells compared to... It dodges this Disdainful Stroke, which is the big one essentially. I think that's fine. I'm just gonna slam to the board now because they tap low. Yeah. Expressive Iteration. Do I want to discard anything? I don't think so. I could discard this Valorous Stance. No. Alright, so now I play the Goldspan. They're gonna Disdainful Stroke. I'm gonna Negate back. Really put them under the gun. I could also... No, this seems best, huh? Whoa. What? Yeah. Get it. I mean, if they have nothing, I also win, I guess. I haven't made a land drop yet. I could just cast an Expressive Iteration. I guess why not? And then afterwards I can cast a Hinata perhaps. I would need to sack 2 treasures for that. Which I think is fine. Just discounting Goldspan. Hinata is pretty strong in counterspell fights. Everything costs 1 more for the opponent. For me it costs cheaper. Yeah. kind of want to put more counter spells into this deck, into the sideboard. Like, do you need Behold, Bankbuster, and Memory Deluge? They're nice, but you also have 4 Expressive. The Magma Opus is late game, the Fabled. Or the Hullbreaker Horror in the sideboard. I mean, it is just a one-off, but do you need that even in the blue matchups? And do you just rather have counter spells to disrupt them? You even have Valorous Stance, which is amazing against opposing Hullbreaker Horrors. Yeah, the deck seems pretty good. Huh. This is an interesting hand, huh? No red mana. But 2 counter spells, but I'm on the play. I think this is a mulligan. If I had a red land, I would definitely keep, but not the red land, nope. Okay. I'm on the play. Maybe this. I could again put a land away, but that's risky. Could also do this. That's maybe the most reasonable. I don't know, tough to say. This would have been a great 7-card hand. Opponent's on of mull to 5. But now I do regret not putting a land away. But it's okay, it's okay. Hmm. Hinata, it is. Yeah, they can get a treasure. I don't really care. I'm just gonna race them with these dragons. Hmm. Mm. Do I want to flicker this? Probably. Phase it. This is pretty insane, huh? And we're like in a racing situation, and I'm just gonna stop the attack entirely for 1 mana. And this is also my protection spell. It's crazy. It's messed up. Damn. Alright. Okay, cool. Big creatures. Valorous Stance. Could come in handy. Flame Blast Bolts. Seems like the perfect matchup, huh? They just can't really interact with me much. Disdainful Stroke isn't bad. I mean, but I think I just want to keep the core of my deck intact. Yeah. Don't do much changes here. I mean, this matchup's already good. They don't have any Conus builds. They can't do much against Magma Opus Hinata. They perhaps have to rest, yeah. So I just want to board the minimal amount. No, this is not a keep. Yep, that's a keep. And I guess I'm bottoming Shatterskull Smashing. But I would have had a Shatterskull Smashing. I would have just played it here and then could have kept up the make for another turn. For their chariot or whatever comes down. Yeah. Would have been slightly better, huh? Alright. Okay. I'm behind now. But I think I have a shot, like Hinata. Perfect. Hinata and March and Goldspan and Opus. What do I need more? What do I need more? This is not gonna be fast enough against me. Gotta make disappear. Do I play Hinata or do I play Goldspan? 3 cards in hand. Goldspan costs more. Kind of like the idea of Goldspan. It's just gonna be better if nothing happens, because then I have more mana next turn. And it's... both ways I keep up Counterspell, both ways I keep up March. If I play Hinata, I keep up March on everything, but I don't think that's important. Yeah, that's pretty good. But I have the Counterspell. I wonder if I would have beaten that no matter what. Because against specifically that card, if I don't have to make disappear, I should probably play Hinata. So then I can at least march everything. It's crazy how March protects all these things. These chunks of board! Oops. Oh my goodness. Crazy, huh? They just died to the hall. I don't even need them opus in my hand. Wow. Alright, I'm really impressed. Oh man, I feel kinda... I was the one trying this deck and testing. And when I was trying it, I played against Dragonstorm and I got beaten up. Because Dragonstorm and Esper were like the top decks. I kinda was aware that this deck is good against Esper in testing. But as soon as I got to play against Dragonstorm, it just felt so miserable. Because Dragonstorm just had counterspells too, post-board at least. And then they had Galvanic Big Score and you just were sort of sitting on your sorcery threats. And the list was pretty close to this, as I said, the core. But I didn't have Make Disappear, I suppose. And I had like different early game spells. And I mean, the Dragonstorm matchup might still be bad. Or not terrible or anything, we just beat it, right? Although that doesn't say much. In my testing team, I always play against incredibly good players that are very experienced with Dragonstorm. So that's also a reason why I lost then, I suppose. But yeah, I should have just still realized that Hinata is maybe just good against everybody else. And that's enough to justify the deck. Or justify working more on the deck. I shouldn't have dismissed it just because of the Dragonstorm matchup. So it does seem very impressive right now. Oh my god. Pretty disgusting how I draw too. I guess I'll discard one land. Four spike up here. Do want to play Goldspan, but it does seem like it's just gonna die to a Vanishing Verse, which I guess I'm fine with. Okay. Nothing. Everything resolves, yeah. Okay. Maybe they have Aganjo. They get it and 2/2 anyways. That can block this next turn. Yeah, I think I'll let this happen. Okay, yeah, if they kill my dragon, I'm sitting on nothing. Two cards left in hand. That's my best draw. Nothing. No Wandering Emperor. Interesting. If I kill this token off with the bolt here, they might play Emperor plus. Very unlikely. They're just waiting on the Emperor. They have just 4 cards, no lands. No sorcery speed thing. That is like, what is this hand? Vanishing versus Metooks. Also have this Hall of Storm Giants that could start smashing. They're trying to get me. No. I'm just thinking too much, I suppose. Just thinking too much. Maybe they're just playing scared. I don't know. Keeping up mana. Keeping up Vanishing Verse. good guess, I suppose. I should have just played my Jwari Disruption last turn. I feel like that would have been the move. I shouldn't have been so hoping that they would play into it at this stage of the game. That's like, yeah. But I think this is the turn to get my damage in. I have to lose my treasure, which is annoying. But hey, so be it. So confused. Maybe they have like a Ray of Enfeeblement in their hand. A meat hook. No, I'm not gonna attack with the Hall, I think. I don't want to just have the Hall die to a Vanishing Verse. What is going on here? It's so confusing. But now I'm not at lethal range, so now I'm gonna do it. I know they need to Vanishing Verse this and deal with this somehow. I think they have a Ray of Enfeeblement. They're just -4, -1 on the Kiki here. Ah, they drew it. Damn it. That means they gained a 2. Damn it. Wish I wouldn't have attacked with the Hall now. They're just waiting for me to attack with the Hall. They never played Emperor therefore. Seems weird to do so. You could just play Emperor and make 2 Samurais. Those are both free frees. My Hall is just too slow. That one. I have 4 Magma Opus in my deck. I have a Spikefield. Spikefield not good enough anymore. No Ray, okay. I mean, they could gain life somehow. Alright, long game one. Interesting Hall of Storm Giants decisions there. Alright. Just diversify a little bit with Bankbuster and Deluge. March is not good against counter spells. Good against removal. I think I can go down to 1. Spell Pierce seems kind of nice. The draw against Wedding Announcement, etc. But perhaps I just need removal. I cut a Goldspan and play another Opus. I don't know. Trim a little down, maybe play Spell Tears. I think on the play I'm gonna cut like 2 interaction spells and put 2 more high-end spells into the deck. I think this is a keep. I'm not too happy about it though. Could be a little better. This makes it a lot better already. So now I can actually kill that 2-drop. And then curve out nicely. Oh, beautiful. Those were like the 2 best draws I could have had. Jeez. Running hot. Running hot. And this is what blue-red is capable of. Usually you lose on the draw, right? But because you have 1-drop, Jwari Disruption / make disappear, you can just win on the draw. Some of these games. Interesting. Huh. Kinda wanna hit a land drop, of course. What do I discard though? 3 cards left. 1 Opus. And then Goldspan Iteration. Tough. Maybe the Goldspan, yeah. Maybe the Iteration. 2 cards from the top of my deck or a Goldspan. What's better? 3 cards left over there. I think Goldspan is actually worse. I mean, at least I can kill the Raffine here. Try to find a land, of course. You see the power of Voltage Surge compared to Flameless Bolt. Voltage Surge is like secretly one of the best interaction spells in the format. Goldspan, Fable. You need the Magma Opus in the end, huh? Impressive stuff. 4-0. Okay, okay. Damn. I feel like I have a weapon in my hand. Unimaginable power here. You love to see that. Yeah, I'll discard the Opus. It's just, I don't have white mana right now. So the treasure gives me that white mana. Perfect. I'm not gonna slam the Hinata here, of course, but... Next turn we have Negate Hinata up, which is very nice. What's going on here? Opponent disconnected? We're playing a mirror match. I know I could have played Hinata there. Maybe I should have. Expressive Iteration was a nice consolation prize, because if I play Hinata there and they have Make disappear, I'm looking really bad. I suppose not. Yeah, let that happen. And kill the 2-2. Frostburst now. Maybe it's Hinata with just a budget mana base. Tempting to counter that. That is an interesting shock, isn't it? Prismari command end of turn? What's going on here? No? Alright, so I have 4 mana. They bin 2 Jwaris. Could play around Jwari Disruption if I want to. So tap blue, shoot 1. Shoot 1. Cost me 4 then, and then I can shoot 3 and 1. Should wanted Hinata. The player on Jwari Disruption. But then I open myself up to Dragon's Fire or something like that. What is that supposed to do? Is my opponent just conceding? They maybe wants to stop them. No idea. I don't know. Okay. It looks like the mirror match. Alright. Disdainful Stroke. Bankbuster. Cut some of the high-end stuff. Valorous Stance, right. Could play Stowaway here. Do I want Opus at all? Do I want March at all? Want more removal. This matchup's grindy, but definitely Negate already in the main deck, you know, like how good is Opus gonna be? How good is Hullbreaker Horror gonna be, honestly? Let's be real. I would like to have Jan-Moritz Merkel's sideboard guide. I mean, surely what I'm doing is not completely crazy, but I would like to see how exactly he did sideboard. This seems like a reasonable hand. Huh. Yeah, I guess I'll play this first. I wouldn't have drawn to make disappear, I would have just played Deserted Beach there. Now I also do regret a little bit playing the Jwari Disruption, because it could come in handy here. But I did not know, I really needed to curve out there, so I don't really have regrets. I mean, yeah, I played correctly. Yeah, I think this has to be countered. I just, on the draw, I just gotta snap that off. I might make them stumble enough that that was worthwhile. They might miss a land drop, what have you. And I'm not keeping up to make disappear anyways next turn because I have to get onto the board with Fable here. But yeah, as you can see here on the draw, I do have my own combo, but most importantly, disrupting my opponent, I think, is the deal here. I think this is really good for me. They lost the Magma Opus treasure, they lost tempo. That's interesting. So do I just slam Hinata? Or do I play Fable with Spellpierce up? I'm afraid they have a Goldspan here. In that case, Hinata would be better. But Hinata loses against more things. That Spellpierce goes around. Huh. I don't know. Tough turn. Maybe I'm supposed to play Hinata there. Read into the Jwari runes as a Goldspan. Hmm. What's the deal? What's the deal? So this nullifies my Magma Opus. This is a weird one. And if I play my Hinata, I nullify their Magma Opus. Basically everything equals out. This could theoretically kill the Hinata at some point. I want to kind of keep the Pierce, but maybe I should just discard the Pierce. Especially if I have Hinata going. Pierce can snag that Opus, theoretically. Should probably just discard it. There's another voltage surge. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the Pierce. It's tough. They don't want to trade. What does that tell me? They really like to have the Hinata around. What if I attack and they have a second Hinata? That'd be bad for me. Did they have end of turn Valorous Stance? Nah, they would have just killed my Hinata in their turn, I believe. Yeah, they don't have anything to kill my Hinata. I think they have an Opus in hand, probably. They can't use it. last card, you know. It's like a voltage surge. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Yeah, I suspect. I don't know what they had in hand. Maybe a Shock, a Magma Opus, something like that. Alright. Nice. Yeah, discarding the spell piece was ultimately correct in hindsight. Yeah. Because they never played anything into it. And discarding the Opus also looked really good because I could have never used it. I mean, I could have used it like there, right? But they already conceded. I was so far ahead. I didn't need the Opus to win that game. Which kind of makes me think that Opus is not that good in this matchup at all, actually. Because if your opponent has an Hinata out, Opus is just an 8-drop. If you have an Hinata out, your Opus might just get negated. So, yeah, just have interaction counter spells. Maybe, I don't know, maybe another counter spell would be nice to have. Make disappear seems very good on the draw. Because it counters Fable on the one hand, but also Hinata and Goldspan, which are the 3 pillar cards. We've been on a play a lot. Like I've been running hard here. Ninjas. Alright. No ninjutsu so far. Huh, voltage surge. So again, like, do I play around Jwari Disruption? What could I have here? Any crazy blue ninjas? There's the treasure ninja, there's the moon, the 2-1 ninja that draws a card. I mean, they could play black land and then punish me. I should just play my Fable. Come on, like I can't play around Jwari Disruption every time. Of course. That's nice. Yeah, I get punished. I did get sort of punished for my place. If I keep up the search for another turn, then at least, yeah, this won't happen. Draw a card. Was that an oopsie, or do they just have a Jwari Disruption? That was an oopsie. Okay. God. Never faced mono blue. I faced mono blue snow maybe once on a ladder, but just mono blue without even snow. Alright. Negate doesn't seem very good. March doesn't seem very good. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want this. Magma Opus also doesn't seem very good. At all. I could see a Spell Pierce. I could see Stowaway. Negate, Opus. I mean, Opus ramps me, I guess. But I mean, in this matchup, I have 6 sharks, which is incredible, probably here. I'll just take this and just play a blue-red control deck. Yeah, kill with my 4/4s. Seems good. Blue-red control it is. Opus is just weak in a way against other blue decks. Yeah, like again, this I'm repeating myself, but Opus being weak against blue decks kinda made me drop the deck in testing, which now playing it I sort of regret because it does feel like a very just feels very strong. Although hard to say. I mean, I'm running pretty hard as well, so maybe I'm just very lucky in these games. Just the combination of these hard to deal with Goldspan and Hinata. Hinata being resilient, having all these little advantages you get, these little synergies in your deck. Making Jwari Disruption into actual force spike for 1 mana. I mean, that comes up. And then you have Fable. You have all the good blue-red cards. It's just a very nice mix. I kept this hand on the play. I'm not sure I want to keep it on the draw. They can go 1-drop, 2-drop, and the 3/2 guy that draws cards, and then... Yeah, this doesn't look that great, but on the other hand, I have all my colors, I have a 3-drop. It's just hard to mulligan this hand. They're going to 5. And we do have like a ton of cheap spells. I can draw into so much of my removal. Scary. Okay. I kept the card. What I do? I could play Fable Dragon's Fire in the upkeep. If I play Hinata, I'm a little afraid that they just have a counterspell. Like if they have Disdainful Stroke or I don't know what, make disappear, and just play one of my big threats. I think it's fine. I'll just play Goldspan. Yeah, like counter. No. Not a Fading Hope? Ah. That's pretty good. I go to 2. This doesn't give unblockable, just phases. Okay. Well... Okay. Alright, nice. Good game, they say. It's a little early to concede. But I don't know. I mean, they have Spectral Adversary in the deck. They can just remove both blockers with phasing. Alright, 6-0. I mean, I'll take it. Crazy. This is my first standard metagame challenge today, or just in general with this in this format. Just trying this Hinata deck from JMM. It's been working, huh? It's been working. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the best of the blue-red decks. It's pretty impressive today. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. I was praising Teemo Control last week, and I've liked that deck. But perhaps Jeskai Hinata is just better. They have a similar matchup spread. The Titan of Industry is a 7-drop sorcery, and Hinata is just a very impressive card, I gotta say. And it works so well with the other blue-red stuff. I'm very impressed, not gonna lie. Playing against vampires, perhaps. Grixis. For the finals, the 7-0. Can I do it? Very slow start over there. Makes me think. If they have Jwari Disruption, I don't know what's going on, but I'm always thinking about Jwari Disruption. They do have a removal for the Goblin. It's just unlikely. Like, sure, there are Grixis players out there with Jwari Disruption, but it's just unlikely. Huh. I think I'll just discard this. What's going on here? Very reactive draw. Yikes. That's a card I did not have on my radar. It's not bad against these blue-red decks, I guess, but Fading Hope is quite good against it. Do I just play Goldspan, keep up with blue? Don't attack? That doesn't seem that good, does it? I regret a little bit playing the Sundown Pass last time. Because now I don't have double blue up, which could definitely get me. Oh, I'm playing in some sort of reanimated deck. If I would have played the Riverglide Pathway last turn, it would have turned out better for me. I should have known, honestly. I should have known. Grixis, Velomachos, Reanimator. Yeah. This is exactly what I'm talking about. But double blue, I could easily march here. And this is brutal. One misstep costing me this match, potentially. Yeah, I think I have to let this resolve, unfortunately. It's so sad, because I have double march. Like, I just want to get them out of my hand. I needed to play this on blue. I was like, I'm fine, I don't need to, but I'm fine. It's a racing situation. March is pretty good in a racing situation, isn't it? Dragons over there. Dragon Reanimator. This card just... Really? This card? Yeah. Wandering Emperor, Vanishing Verse says hello. This one, big fan, as you know. Valorous Reanimator, big fan of this card. This one, I was wondering if you could build a Velomachos Hinata deck with Invoke Justice. And Magma Opus, of course. I think it's a little all over the place. Yeah, I mean, you have Fable. You can play Thrill of Discovery. You can do some things. It's probably not worth it though. Like this is just the more consistent. Just blue-red, light splash of white. That seems like a better idea. Maybe a funner brew I try out once. It would be a different deck. It would be like Boros based splashing blue, I guess, for Hinata in Opus. I could let him hit me. I could also march those two dragons. Yeah, 10 life. I mean, I do have 10 damage, but I only have 1 negate. If they play another dragon post combat, I don't have lethal. If I flicker those two, I think I'm gonna take the hit and just take my medicine here. I can't beat 2 removals. I can't beat removal and I mean, we'll see actually. There's no rush. Okay, this is quite good for me lately. because now they only have 3 mana up, so I have Negate, and I have technically lethal. Yikes. Okay. I guess we'll do it this way. Powerful stuff. Who needs Hinata in the end? Damn. Damn. Okay. Alright. Interesting stuff. March was good in that game, but I don't know. On Bold, I suppose. Suspicious Stroke, they seem good. Maybe cut an Opus on my side. What do I do about these big dragons? I guess I have Valorous Stance, don't I? And then they also have Fable, which is so annoying to also have to think about. Fading Hope would be kind of decent against Fable and bigger things, because Fading Hope can bounce like an Hinata, a Goldspan, but also the 2/2, which is the important part of Fable. The Kiki Jiki, I think, yeah, kind of whatever. You know, at that point you have a Magma Opus killing it or whatever. That doesn't seem that important. The 2/2 Goblin making mana is important. And having Fading Hope, like I could board in 2 Fading Hopes, for example. Then I would feel better about Voltage Surge. Yeah, it's not gonna kill against this deck. It's not gonna kill anything besides the goblins, I feel like. I don't know. March. Usually March and Magma Opus are both cards that are not great against blue, because they have counterspells for your dragons, then the March just rots in your hand, and Opus rots in your hand. But I feel like my opponent's deck won't have that many counterspells. They won't have that much interaction. They have too many things going, like they're highly synergistic deck. They need the graveyard, discard effects, they need all kinds of stuff. So I would be surprised if they actually have a bunch of counterspells to disrupt my Magma Opus, my Hinata, my March stuff. It's just more going to be a race like in game 1, I think. I'm just assuming. I have obviously no clue here. What exactly? They might have 8 counterspells in their sideboard, who knows? They might be turning into Grixis control. But again, like all those things could be possibilities, but they're fairly unlikely. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we have our own Fable. Oh, it's just so messed up. Jwari, their Fable, play your own. It's just such a miserable feeling for the opponent. Like, it's just horrible. Yeah, they're also playing a Velomachos deck, and in a Velomachos deck, you don't want to have many counterspells at all, because they are not good hits with Velomachos. This card, like Duress and Check for traps, makes more sense, because Velomachos is actually fine with those. Discard my Stroke. Let's discard these two. Maybe the land. The March, yeah, I mean, exactly this scenario where if I discard March, yeah, I drew 2 lands, not great. The likelihood of me drawing lands is high. Dress, alright. Do have an Imriv next turn, that'd be pretty annoying. That is a great draw. Huh. I wish to keep both, of course. I really have to keep the Make Disappear here, I think. They just duressed it away. It's gonna be good, this game. And I already have pressure on the ground, and I have a Hall of Storm Giants as well, so yeah, I would like to have this Goldspan, but I don't think I need it. Interesting. 2 cards left. I guess I'll just protect that, sure. Just hold it up? I guess so. If they kill my goblin, then I won't be able to. 12. They kill my... I think I'll just play it safe. But I guess if they kill my goblin here, it's gonna be annoying anyways. Nah, I don't think they have anything. I think it's pretty safe to go for this attack. Essentially, what I don't want to happen is that I wouldn't have the 2 mana up. Like, if they have a Voltage Surge on my goblin right there, then they could resolve something major, but yeah, I think it's fine. Like, very unlikely that I have it, so. Kinda want to counter that, right? Because it's a chump block if I'm a Hall. It's funny, but I think I like the Goblin more. The treasures, yeah. Alright, we got there. Wow, 7-0. The Hinata deck. I don't think we dropped many games either. We were on the play a lot of the times, but yeah. Whew. Gosh, great stuff. I know you probably be thinking, oh, he probably had 10 different tries, and now he's gonna put the 7-0 on YouTube. No, this was my first shot. This was my first shot of the deck. Nice. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a little late for you guys to hop in because when this video comes out, the challenge will already be gone. But hey, for the ladder, you can use the deck, and just in general, I hope you enjoyed some. It wasn't tournament content necessarily, but there was a little bit more on the line. It wasn't just ladder; we were playing for something, and got a look at that amazing deck by Jan-Moritz Merkel that he finished first whiff in the SNC Championship. And I'm gonna make some. I think I'm working more on this deck. I'm gonna make the changes that I suggested with the Flame Blast bolt. But yeah, this deck's amazing. I love it. And maybe some sideboard cards are a little weird, but I'm a big fan. All right, guys. Let me know how you like this type of content, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you liked it, give me a subscribe if you haven't yet, or like the video. I highly appreciate that. Until next time, bye bye.